off today with first thanking you. The commitment that you make to these student athletes every single day is tremendous, and the opportunity to promote them to the next level is something that these children and these student athletes will remember for the rest of their lives. So, not just as coaches, but as mentors and as father figures to many of these kids, thank you on behalf of the entire community for all the work that you guys do. When you think about the conference this year and things that's going on within high school sports, this is open to anyone. We do see a lot of coaches now starting to transition to South Carolina, Tennessee, other states. And a lot of things that you read here locally within the paper, it talks a lot about pay and the amount of effort that comes in as football's a 365 sport to the pay that you as coaches get every day. Talk a little bit about what you are seeing there as coaches and how do you see that as a long-term type of problem that we have here in Charlotte-Mecklenburg and North Carolina?
All right. Well, I think it's loaded. There's no easy solution. Obviously, we can't inflate coaches' salaries to what it is in South Carolina. I know they do a bunch of different things financially to gain access to extra money to pay coaches. Would we like to see North Carolina or Charlotte, Mecklenburg County try to explore some of that? Maybe a penny tax, an athletic tax to help compensate coaches and improve facilities? Yes, but obviously, again, there's sometimes some bigger needs and some bigger fish to fry. But again, who does it hurt the most, right? Obviously, if coaches keep crossing the border and looking paid what they deserve, the kids will lose out, right? And we got to hope that the new crop of coaches are going to do the right thing and represent the kids and families and communities the right way. So I think it would be beneficial to pay us. Again, can't probably be what they're getting in South Carolina, but we can come a little bit further than where we are now, right? So I think that's kind of got to be a community effort. That's got to be families stepping up and speaking. That's got to be the players stepping up and speaking, and then also make coaches advocate for themselves. So until it becomes a universal effort, it will stay where it's going to be, and then coaches will continue to cross the board.
I kind of with Coach Simmons on that one, but when you look at it, like there's definitely ways to pay coaches more, and time and talent, kind of gets hand in hand with us. Like I'm gonna go over to school tomorrow on Sunday, my one day off, and I'm gonna cut grass and I'm gonna do laundry, right? Because it has to be done.
What I think it makes all football Division I all the way through better. I think as a Division I transfer portal affects Division II with knockdowns and affects high school recruiting, I think what we'll see now is the lower level of football, Division III, have a higher quality football. And there's no bad football, right? I think you get a chance to play college football. 7% of high school football players get to do that. You get a chance to do that, right? That's good football. That's a chance to play the game a couple more years. So my hope is that with more scholarships, with more opportunities to play college football, it gets high school kids interested in playing D3 and D2 football, which is a great level of football. And it's not just D1 or bust anymore, because D1 football is a little bit more, it's a trade. You're never going to trade from here to go to here. High school football now can be a breeding ground to get Division II, Division III opportunities for these young men that can go play college football.
Kind of piggyback off Coach Reagan, I agree. It's more of another opportunity. So when we look at the landscape of the NFL, you got guys from Division I to Division III to NAIA. So I think when you're able to get more opportunities, it's going to increase the interest, not just to play football in high school, but have interest in playing after you leave high school. I think sometimes kids get discouraged. If I'm not Division I, then there's no point in me trying to play at the next level. As coaches, game a long time, the talent level from Division I and Division III is honestly the same, especially now with the transfer portal. You get guys going from these Power 5 to Division II schools, Division III schools, because they're just looking for an opportunity to play. Now you're increasing the number of scholarships, so I think you're not only increasing the opportunity for those guys, but you are increasing the opportunity for the high school athletes as well.
Yeah, I think, with the transfer portal, it's definitely been hurting the high school level athletes. A lot of schools some schools still believe in recruiting high school kids and developing them, but a lot of schools are relying on the transfer portal and bringing in older, more experienced players. And I know we've seen that at our school. Like, we haven't had as many recruiters coming through because they're sitting on the portal trying to recruit those kids that are already in college. So I think, I talked to our players too. A lot of the Division II and smaller 1A schools will tell you, like, if we have an all-conference kid, he's going to transfer to a bigger school. So it's almost like they're becoming farm teams for the bigger programs. So I tell our kids, like, hey, you can use that to your advantage as well. Like, if you don't get to the level you want to out of high school, go there, do really well, and you can use that transfer portal to your advantage to go to a higher level.
Coach John already said it, and I think it was a great point that, again, it works both ways. The kids get so fixated, even families, on just, again, get to the highest level, and I think that's great, but, Coach said it best. Again, you can use it to your advantage. It's actually happened here in Charlotte, or the Charlotte area recently. A young man that was at Hickory Ridge, started off at Wingate, finished out at South Carolina. A young man that played at Olympic with North Carolina Central, about to play at South Carolina. So it's happening in real time for kids out of the Charlotte area who played Division II football, developed, again got into a stretch program, gained 20, 30 pounds, put on some good tape, and now again ended up where they wanted to be in the first place. So again, don't fall for that trick that you got to be at the highest level from day one. Again, just let it be a part of your journey. That's all it is.
The rule they changed a couple years ago about intentional grounding for quarterbacks was, I think, was the best one, because it wasn't to throw the ball away and they call it, it was the force a quarterback to throw it into coverage or take a sack, and they changed that. I think rule-wise, for me, we're pretty good. I think with the shortage of referees and the new officials that are coming in, I think the application of the rules and penalties is more important than them changing the rules per se, right? One of the things we see as coaches and the players say too, right? Quarterback throws the ball, receiver catches it, and the defensive back just smokes it, hits him clean, but it's a huge hit. What does everybody do? Oh! Referee reactively throws a flag. It's not a dirty hit, it's just a big collision, and they react in a certain way to throw a flag because they hear that crowd and everybody kind of react to it. So I'm not so big on changing or implementing or taking rules out, because I think a lot of our stuff is good. I want to see it officiated more consistently on that day-to-day basis, because you get a crew that doesn't call pass interference, and you get a crew that calls every pass interference.
So talking about a lot of these new additions and with the way the transfer portal can impact the high school. I know Myers Park can bring in a quarterback this year who had already started being a junior. Just how important is it with each of these programs, just having trying to get out there and talk about new program, having already existing programs, is the importance of just making that team feel as close to a winner as they can, in those traditions you guys have already built up and have been around for a long time, while acclimating to this new era of sports.
Good question. I think the first thing, when you talk about the landscape of high school football, for me, it's about culture. What are you building within your program? People talk about transfer portal all the time. It's going on across every state for every sport. Some counties, some states have open enrollment, but kids are going to go where they see the culture, where they see the success, where they see guys have the opportunity. And I think that starts with me as the head coach. What am I building? Because it's a little bit more than just the football side of it. For me, I'm an administrator, so you can ask any of my kids. Academics are number one. behavior is number one for me. How you respond in the community is number one for me. So as a parent, if a parent is watching what my kids are doing, literally just talked to coach today about him running into some of my players in Dix, and all he said was, "Do I need to call Coach James?" Well, they straightened up their act because they understand and know what I demand, what my staff demands, what my school demands. But again, it goes back to what kind of culture am I building? Am I building the type of culture where kids can kind of do whatever? Kids are not getting developed. Kids are not able to progress academically. Or am my staff building that within my program? You see it in college, you see it in high school. It's the same everywhere for every sport. So I put it back on what is your culture?
I just want to take the time to defend all players, coaches, and families. I think, no disrespect to the media, but I feel like it's a little bit of a negative connotation being put on kids, families, and coaches regarding, again, players and families moving to different schools, right? So, here at Palisades, we had a young man who has a very promising future, moved to Raleigh to go to Roseville High School, right? His mom got a job. Well, a media member contacted me as if he was recruited by Roseville High School. And again, right, kids, families are going to move for the best interest of their child, right? Maybe have to move because of a rehome, because of a new job, a shorter commute home, whatever the reason is. But now, every single time a kid changes their jersey, we just automatically assume the most negative thing possible. And again, I think that's disrespectful to people who sometimes their life is bigger than sports, right? They need sports, we do a great job with it, we get kids to school, right? People win championships, but I feel like now it's starting to become a witch hunt, right? Where every time a kid moves, it's something negative, right? And I think, again, it's disrespecting the kid, it's disrespecting the family, and again, it's disrespecting the coaches and administrators who really do a thankless job, right? ADs do a thankless job checking paperwork, sometimes going by homes. So for media members who, no disrespect, don't do any of that, just to sit behind the computer and say, hey, this kid moved because of, and kind of, again, leave it open-ended, right? To where now you can put a negative connotation on it, I think is disrespectful. And I think we need to walk a fine line because, again, at some point, right, CMS is going to do something. Or school districts are going to put in policies that, again, are going to hurt the kid, right? It's going to hurt the kid, and then now we're going to sit here and look confused and puzzled why, or make an article, why would CMS do such a thing? Well, you guys keep reporting it as if everybody's dirty, or everybody's doing something illegal, right? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's bigger than us. It's really bigger than us. And again, I think we need to walk a fine line with some of this reporting that we're doing, because some of these articles are just leaving some open-ended questions, and truly families are not doing anything wrong. They're just doing what they feel for their child. Again, it doesn't have to be anything football related, right? Maybe their kid just doesn't do well in that environment they were in. Maybe they needed a refresh, right? Again, it's not always negative. It's not always about a championship, right? If you look at the history of Charlotte high school football, there's only been about 7 state championships out of 7 different high schools, right? So again, it's bigger than that. So I think we need to, again, walk back just a little bit. Respectfully. Thank you.
Other questions for the meeting? Questions for the gentlemen? Perhaps one sort of me, I just want to know, like, from the standout record,
You mean there's a high school transfer portal? I think about people transferring.
I have to say the thing all day, so I'll say something. Barry, we can get transfers, so I'll be glad to that.
Other questions from the meeting? All right, we want to thank our coaches. We've got some fun things coming up. We are going to be able to interview players and coaches. We've got some fun questions that are set up for each school. We're going to talk about this upcoming season and maybe some of the things to look forward to. And one of the more competitive
Absolutely, thank you for having us here today. To my far right, we have Fedayeen Turner, running back specialist, was also conference special teams player of the year for the 2023 season. To my next to him, we have John Chief Tosi. I know there was an earlier question about transfers. He's a transfer from Olympic High School. Then to my right, immediate right, we have Kendrick Davis, East Carolina commit, plays linebacker, excuse me. Then to my immediate left, we have rising sophomore Hudson Nolan, tight end. Then after that, we have Corey Pettigrew, safety. And then to our far left, we have William Vernon, D-tackle.
Coach, starting off this season, you started off with the number 19 St. Frankie came out with West Charlotte on the road. Talk about how an early season test that could be as you get to play a really good 3A program in West Charlotte.
No, absolutely. West Charlotte's a fine program. Again, probably the best high school tradition in all of North Carolina. Then on top of that, they have a coach with some winning tradition and again, great community support. So it's a tough test, but one thing I'm very, very confident about, we have talented players ourselves. Again, if you guys were able to witness our game with them last year, we got behind the 8 ball a little early in the game, but we battled back to make it a great game, a great effort. So I know A will get their best effort this time around. They know we're not a walk in the park, but we're coming to finish the job this time around. Coach Griner made some comments earlier this summer that we're not really fond of, that we've kept in eyesight. So while we're just trying to get ready overall for our season, I think we're pretty much ready for week 1. I don't think I have to look at these guys much better.
You're strong all the way around. I believe I think you referred to ranks and some of the ranks coming out here in sport. Talk to me a little bit about what we can expect to see defensively this year from the school side of football, and how you're activating yourself to some of those lead type of roles with some of your fellow players.
I'll say we out there, that's my team, ready to just show what we got. Got to go linebacker, court, D-line, and DB's got to improve it too, so we're just got some heads, that's all. That's it.
And for all the student athletes on board, what can we expect this year from them? Talk about the excitement brand of football that they're going to see here on Friday nights, starting on the road again at West Charlotte. What type of football can we expect?
I don't know, the chemistry here is like from last year, it's like a big improvement, I'll say. Like here, we got the family here. Now last year was like somewhere to them now to actually them.
Coach, I feel like we need to hurt ourselves.
I think being still such a new program, there's only room for improvement. That's all I think we are doing. We've improved on both sides of the ball, skill positions, down in the trenches. We've done nothing but improve.
What he said pretty much, we just improved a lot lately, and I just don't see this season. That's all. It's kind of just like what everybody else said. We're building a lot of culture here. We're going to do a lot better this year. Like I said, we're improving, so it's going to be fun.
And before I turn to the media, for the student athletes, what's the favorite thing that you have playing with coach? Which is favorite attribute? Or the things that have you laughing? And is NCAA football still on the Xbox, PS4, or PS5?
I'll say tough love. Coach them all his players, make sure you push yourself fullest.
Coach always gonna push you. If you think you a dog, he gonna push you.
You gonna stay on top of everything, like you said, what's the next situation?
Besides the NCAA skills, but you don't want that word. Because you haven't played me yet. But anyways, I think he always pushes us. He always stays on top of things. He's always on top of us. Anything that we might have messed up or anything like that, he's already on top of it. He keeps us straight at all times.
The coach won't really make me love the sport. If you thought you love football or anything, if you come here, you just gonna really love it. The first thing is, you just gonna make you a better player and everything. You just gonna make you love sport. Yeah, it's the same for me, kind of like what Corey said, because I'm kind of new to the sport in general. I didn't start playing until I got here, but I've definitely fallen in love with the sport ever since I did get here, and he definitely will push you to get the most out of you.
Any members, any questions? I think you guys are going to win the season. I look forward to watching you guys play on Friday. Good luck in your first game of the season at West Charlotte. And let's have a playoff run for the schools this year.
And 100%, and you know, I like to say again, a group that's going to mature, a group that's definitely put in the work. You know, I'm not scared to say it. I'm not definitely one to kind of shy from it. But this is going to be a top 3 defense in the city this year. A very talented group in the linebacker core. I think 4 to 5 players, in my opinion, that can play at the next level. We have some defensive linemen that will also play at the next level. And then even on offense, just a young group, very talented, but again, a great running back trio. All guys on the clock full forward this summer at various camps. So, you know, we're trying to get past the just the kind of that negative word. I mean, that negative word of potential. We're trying to meet or get past that, and now actually put action and plan. So. Yeah, it's going to be exciting year over here. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting us.
And Coach, I'll give you here the microphone as I'll walk over. But welcome to
Talk to me a little bit about the gentleman that you have to your left and your right, and a little bit about the program here. We start with something.
Sure. First of all, thank you everyone who came today. This is exciting for our conference, exciting for our kids. New young program, so these guys are getting experience at a young age to come in front of the media and talk to you guys. So I appreciate you coming. Appreciate Palisades for having us here, hosting us second year in a row. Over here we have Brady Newman. He'll be a sophomore defense and offensive lineman for us. Right here is Caleb Owens. He'll be a junior running back, linebacker. Right here is Evan Gateau. He's going to be an outside linebacker and tight end for us. And Nico Hadley, who will be an offensive lineman for us this year.
Hey, Coach, as you start building the program, talk to us a little bit about what that's like. If my memory serves right, those seniors, right, within this program. Talk about the building blocks that you're putting in place for future rules and tradition long-term.
Sure, yeah. It's an exciting opportunity. I think whenever you come into a place and set the groundwork for what the culture is going to look like, how you're going to practice, what the team, the identity of the team is going to be, it's exciting. It's a great opportunity. I will say, I don't know the stats on this, but I think we will be the youngest team in America, or one of the youngest teams in America. Right now we have 4 juniors and 10 sophomores and 50 freshmen. So our average age, we did the math today, is 14.8 years old. Our average weight is about 150 pounds. So we'll be a young, fierce group of wolves, and we're excited. We're going to kind of embrace the identity of being a young team that is hungry, right? And I know in this league, you got a lot of older, mature 17, 18-year-olds, but you can't fake real football. And so for us, getting under the Friday Night Lights early and often for these young men, it's going to be important. We're going to lean on guys like Caleb Owens, who's a junior, who's played 3 or 4 varsity games last year, to lean on him as a leader. And then these other guys here at the table who had a great JV experience, whether it's at South Mec or Kell, to bring their experience to the young guys and show what high school football is.
And this question is going to be for the student athletes. What a great opportunity as you're preparing for your next level at the collegiate level of leadership, right? When I look at you going down to the JYC leaders, right? That because you're leading those 50 freshmen that Coach talked about. Talk about how you're growing into that role and how you're acclimating yourself in to being that, type of role model that those 50 freshmen can look up to.
Well, for me, it's more of being a student of the game. So
Coach is always there to help that. He's always doing a good job of pushing us. But I just feel like you always like be there in the back there with them, pull them aside, talk to them, just keep pushing them to be the best they can be.
With some of the younger guys, I like to keep them motivated and just keep them focused.
In our program, we do a leadership academy. So one thing I carried over with me from Philip Berry was I don't think kids or middle school kids or young kids get a chance to lead a lot. Right? The best player in middle school is usually a captain. So for us, it's a chance to teach leadership in a way that we think is important. We do a program called Leader in Every Locker. So you don't know who's looking at you in your program, right? You don't know if you're the freshman quarterback or you're the junior linebacker. You don't know who's looking at you. So we tell every kid you have to be a leader because somebody's watching you, and you're going to be the person that they identify with and want to practice with. So we teach every person to be a leader in our program, and I think it's a secret sauce for these guys to be young and be good leaders.
How exciting is it going to be knowing that you're going to be the first student athlete in the field of in this school system? Talk about some of the excitement that you heading into that first game.
I know I'll start, since I got hired in December and I found out this is my opportunity, the faster we get there, the more excitement comes. And I think when you finally put kids in the helmets and the shoulder pads and you start getting the jerseys and the helmets and it gets real, the excitement level increases. But the work isn't ready yet, and we have 20 more days to get ready for that team. And I think we are working and practicing at a high level right now for the kids we have. But you can see the build and the excitement in the program, and that's been something for me that you expected to have, but you didn't know, because you're getting a young group. And now that they're there, and the excitement, each practice is really unique. You can see that the team is building, the family is coming together, and that I think is more important than anything right now.
For me, I'm just super excited. Hard to see the night, second practice, give everything I have for the game on a day-to-day basis, and just making sure I'm mentally prepared for a great season, fun season. Just making sure I'm prepared to get on and off.
Kind of from my coach and what Caleb said, I'm super excited. We've been putting in a lot of work on all season and during practices. I'm really looking forward to the season.
Yeah, I feel like it's a unique opportunity. It's exciting, and Coach has been doing a good job at keeping us composed for it and just ready. But yeah, it's exciting and it's something new. It's something special to do.
So exciting about getting a new team is when we all look back in the future, say we're the first Mount Irish football team.
Before I turn it over to the media, you guys know my favorite question. That fun atmosphere from NCAA football, video game skills, or basic practice. What's your favorite thing about playing?
For me, my favorite thing about playing coach is not only does he care about how I am on the field, but just making sure I'm a better man, making sure I'm a good husband, father, all that good stuff. He just really preaches that a lot. It's really wonderful.
At times he is pretty hard on us, but I mean it's just all of us. He just wants to develop us to be the best players that we can, and I really look forward to playing with the season.
For me, my favorite attribute about Coach is definitely his excitement. Like every practice, he's talking about how he ain't got no sleep last night. He has 3 labels and we're out. But it's his excitement because he always brings that to the table. It transfers to us. So that's definitely my favorite attribute.
To add on to what Evan was saying, since the spring, Coach Red has just brought so much energy, so much to start hyping us up. We have to bring it on too.
What I hear is
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. I think all of our coaches appreciate it. Yes, if they're out there, we'll take them.
So I'll turn it over to me. Yeah, hey guys, Shane Connick, for the guys. You guys, Coach talked about it, but you guys are practicing very close balance preparation. You guys are practicing YMCA, practicing South Bend. How does that bring you guys together as a team and maybe different ways and other teams you guys are playing?
So our coaching staff, especially Coach Ray, talks about it a lot. Building a program from the basement all the way up to the penthouse. And for us, it's just really getting down to dirty, just getting together as a group and making sure that we're ready to go. And it's not about that.
it's helped us bond a lot because we're all like together with it, and it's hard for all of us, just because it's a new program, and we're just trying to go 1-0 every week, so we just stay focused on what's ahead, but it's just helped us bond being in it together.
I think it shows how committed the players on the team are to just go around Charlotte to different fields, schools, and just have everybody show up. It's hard to do.
And I'll talk on that a little bit. I think what these guys have gone through, we started a YMCA in April. Essentially, we got a spring ball, we asked for it, and it worked out for us. And we started with 10 guys. And those 10 guys came every day, they committed to what we did. We started installing how we're going to practice. And then we got to the summer, we added all these freshmen. And the young guys who were freshmen that became sophomores have now led these guys that are freshmen. And you can see it. Now we're in our third location. We went from a YMCA to Community Health Middle School. Now we're at Waddell High School. And we always talk about going from the basement to the penthouses. We're going to have some of the best facilities in Charlotte. We have unbelievable jerseys, helmets, and our athletic department has done a great job with that. But we have to earn that. And we have to earn the right to get on our field. We have to earn the right to get into our stadium. And these guys have bought into that. And they've worked extremely hard through all the times that they could have, I don't want to go to Waddell High School. I don't want to travel to the community house. They want to be at their field, but they're going to earn that. And I think that's a special moment for all these kids. On August 16th, when we move in, it'll be really unique for them because this will be our fourth location in the time we've been together.
Other questions? Best of luck on the season, coach. Congratulations on the first year and to the players. Good luck on the season.
Mary Cardinals.
Darius Robinson, just want to say that appreciate everybody for coming through tonight, and it's really for the guys. All right, parents, players, coaches, everybody's here for the players. So thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm gonna start to my left. We got Jason Shaw, who is an edge guy, linebacker. Beside him, we have Josh Watts, who is also an D-line guy. To my right, we have Chris Gregory, who changed positions. He's now a linebacker. Moved back from the D-line to linebacker. Beside him, we have Merriman Epion, who is an offensive lineman. And beside him, we have Zay Dennison, who is also an offensive line D-line.
Hey, Coach, talk a little bit about the dynamics of Barry, right? This is a program that, Coach, you had an opportunity to do a lot of great things, a lot of great talent, already there at Barry football. What you're going to see from this year, what type of excitement you're going to bring with these players in football?
Absolutely. So, one thing we see with Barry this year is just mental and physical toughness. That's one thing we've been preaching since day one, just learning how to finish. And we've been, even if sprints and a kid goes up before the line, hey, we got to do that sprint all over because we are really trying to install toughness and finishing through wherever we start. Whether that's in a game, a drive, a series, wherever we're just trying to preach, finish, go hard until it's finished.
That's going to be some players. What do you expect from you all? We're going to see right offensively, defensively, where you're at. Talk about what you're bringing to the field this year, and perhaps some of the leadership and some of the coaches that's joining the program.
I feel like we'll bring a lot of greenness and toughness, historically not being a great program. I feel like, especially on the defensive side, we can make a lot more noise in the conference compared to what we did last year, and just shock a lot of people.
What you can expect is, defense is better. I our defense last year, we looked good, but this year we look way better on both sides of the ball.
What you expect is being more physical on both sides of the ball. Really, I feel like that's like one of the most important aspects of football. Is football being more physical, tough, and mentally tough.
One of the biggest things is just creating a legacy, understanding that we're going to leave a lot of young guys because we don't have that many people in our senior class. And just being leaders, showing them that, hey, where we're going, you're going to be doing what we're doing right now.
To piggyback off what Chris said, being tough, always like just finish, honestly. So.
And being tough at what they were doing, being tough at the right strong against South London for a home and right? Talk a little bit about how you're preparing for that team. A team I did today in South London for a bringing in a new quarterback, right? They talk about some of their new athletes that they have. Talk a little bit about what you expect and how you guys are preparing for that one.
Well, the way that we're preparing for this thing is making sure that preparing through making sure paying attention to little details in the field. So even if it's like Coach said, run through the line all the way, we have to make sure that we get that done or it's not going to get all the way.
One of the ways that we prepare is just making sure that our practices are the hardest part of that game. So understanding that we have to be as physical as possible with our own players to ensure that the best player that you're going to see is the person in front of you wearing the same jersey during practice.
Also, everybody on each side of the ball know their tasks, play, just keep up with everybody.
We're gonna get ready because as a team we're gonna be put in tough situations, and we want to know that we're gonna be able to get outdoors and we're gonna work. And if we're not, we're gonna be in a tough situation. We're gonna outwork you, and we're gonna get out of that.
Just pay attention to little things, we know what they do, like come down offensively, so we know what the guy is too, so just making sure we don't find the little things and just like that.
I think you guys know about the question I'm going to be asking. What's your favorite thing about coaching? And it looks like you might have some different football skills that you know what I'm saying. Talk to me about your favorite thing and he's talking a little bit about it. So talk a little bit about your favorite thing about coaching.
But Coach Rob, he's a real laid-back guy. But if he sees that you have talent, you have skill that that you're not developing, or you're not playing on, he's gonna be like, hey, come on, you have your skills. You can go to the next level. You can play here. You can play in school. So he's gonna work you, but he's also laid back like not a volunteer.
Piggyback on what Josh said, he said very laid back guy. He is a laid back guy, but he's a laid back guy until you start getting sloppy and stuff like that. When you retire, make sure that when we retire, make sure we got still thinking, still playing, still talking about our business. So he was a real laid back guy. Make sure we stay disciplined as well. So discipline this game is great. So just make sure we're disciplined.
One of the things that I say that's my favorite thing about coaches, when we're off the field, we talk to them, it's real football, you don't on the field at least, but when we're on the field, we switch that switch on, when we get serious, like, we're in practice, we're in work, get it done.
Also make sure we push through, do everything, never quit, never talk down on us at all. So that's why I really like that.
Last question for you and Mark, outside of you, heading into East Mecklenburg, to the Eagles Nest, into your first game of the season. It's going to be a very competitive game. I'm going to come down to the fourth quarter. Outside of you, going against the Eagles here.
I'm really excited just for these guys to showcase what they've been doing since the springtime. These boys been working their tails off. Like literally, they've been working their tails off. So for them to be able to showcase what they've been doing from spring to the summer on week 1, August 23rd, I'm very excited for them. So one other thing that I stress to the guys is being aggressive. Definitely feel like the game of football normally goes to or tilts towards the team that is more aggressive. So we always preach that attention to detail, very detail oriented. If your route's supposed to be at 5 yards, you make sure you're at 5 yards. If you're supposed to line up below the numbers, you line up below the numbers. So detail oriented is another thing that we've been preaching. Like David's been saying earlier, just finishing. Learning how to face adversity and get through adversity, because it's going to be times and situations in games where things are not going to go your way. So that's fine. Who cares? Makes way. Keep playing. Keep pushing forward. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Welcome to center court. It's the Olympic Trojans.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to thank the conference for doing this second year. It's been